YouTube! How's it going? A bit of a random video. My sons are here for the weekend. They usually do a lot of gaming and stuff. My eldest usually brings his laptop along. He has forgotten the charger cable. Now I spent all evening because I'm pretty sure I've got a couple lying around, but I have no idea where they are. So I figured, so that he's at least got a bit of gaming stuff so that he can do some. I figured what I would do is just scratch together some stuff that I've got here that we can make a build out of. I thought it'd be kind of fun. Now the platform, the base platform, we're gonna have to salvage out of. We're gonna have to basically borrow the capture rig off my PC, and we're gonna have to throw it into another case, cooler. We're gonna give the old 3069 up there. We'll use that instead of the A380, and it should make him a little gaming rig that he can just plug his Steam library into and just play a few games, and at least have something to do for the rest of the time. I apologise for the audio that's going to follow over here. It's either going to be me voice over him because it sounded absolutely atrocious, or it's just going to sound a little bit echoey and crap because I've got to have the PCs turned off. Can someone please remind me as well that I need to plug the pumps into the gaming rig so that they run. Otherwise that thing's gonna overheat in a nanosecond, because that runs off the capture rig as well. I was going to use this ridiculously overkill CPU cooler for that 12500T under there. It's not the best CPU, but it should do him fine, and it won't be far off what he's been using anyway, because of obviously power limitations and stuff. But this is ridiculously overkill for it. It would have been fine, but you know, the mounting for Arctic's already on there, and I'd have to take all the mounting off and stuff to put this on. So since I recently purchased this, because obviously we know that the pumps are dead on that side, one of the pumps is dead, so I purchased this to literally use on it, and I'm pretty sure that this should be more than enough for a 12500T. So that we're just going to use this. All I need to do is just tighten it up, and I can use basically the hardware that's there. Just plonk this on, clean it up, new paste. It does work and everything, and I've got fans for it as well. So we're going to use that. That should be good. And we get a revisit from my favourite budget case. So we get to have another look at that. So that should be exciting. Obviously the audio is going to be a bit different. Yes, I'm in an I.E.D, but it's freaking cold. All right, it's winter, and we need to get this done. Yeah. Should we get into it? I'm gonna have to turn all this off so that we can get into there and yeah, borrow the PC. So yeah, let's get into it, shall we? Oh, before we do, I best appease the gods of YouTube algorithm, and after that we'll get straight into it. Yeah, see you in a second. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Share. Right, guys, we need to grab a few things. Obviously, the main part being we need to get the platform out the back of there. But first, let us grab a few things. We need to go into the cupboard of doom right there. Don't look at the mess. Don't look at the mess. It's organised chaos. It's organised chaos. Is it? Come here. Give me that phone. Ow. Give me. That should do nicely. Now, this is the power supply that we're going to be going with. I wouldn't recommend it for anyone, but it works from what I remember. Hopefully it still works, and it saves me having to pull the power supply out of in there. So this is what we're going with. So yeah, this. Don't anyone get this power supply. I don't recommend it to anyone, but it should do the job. So, power supply, check. Next, we need to grab the old legend, bring her out of retirement. My 3069 modded up. She's a pretty old girl, and she should give my boy a little bit of gaming for the rest of the weekend. Down you go over there, so you guys can go over there. I need to sort this out. Right, okay guys, I have disconnected all the cables to the motherboard on the capture side, and I've turned the power off to both sides, and I've disconnected the power to that side. It's still plugged in on this side, but it's turned off, you know, with the power supply, they switched off. Right, so let's get the motherboard out of here, shall we? Alright, okay guys, I just need to get the GPU out first. So that's the old RK380 there out. We'll get that out of the way. Get that out of the way, and we don't need this. So we'll get that out of the way. With all this dust in once I pull it out, but let's get the connectors undone, shall we? Right. Get this cooler off. I'm hoping to just be able to disconnect everything and basically do as minimal disconnecting and stuff as possible, basically. That's the plan. I'm hoping to just be able to whip the motherboard out with everything that I need attached to it. Which includes the standoffs for these. You can just rebuild the system. Right, so all the fans and stuff are disconnected. So I'm just gonna unscrew all the screws, and we should be able to just slide this motherboard out, hopefully. Stroke along the shaft. Don't be disgusting. Stroke along the shaft of the screwdriver. You go this way. You do that. Charge it up. See? Charge it up. And if you wanted to discharge it, you just go the other way. Right. Moment of truth. Ow, ow. Really, really hurts. Something's plugged in still. Fan header maybe. Yeah. Oh. Right, that's that out. Let me just get this quickly cleaned up. Let me just clean the CPU off. Yes, I have a contact frame. Do you need a contact frame for a 12500T? No. But I was building my dream case, and I already had one, so I figured, why not put it on? Looks cool, doesn't it? You know what I mean? I'm not going. This is temporary measure, so I'm not going mad. But that gets rid of the thermal paste off there, really. Right, now let's give this a bit of a dusting, because Jesus, it was bad. Do I suggest that you get a motherboard like this? No, I got it for, the main reason was that DP to a USB-C pass-through. It allows me to run my GPU through this motherboard, and then that recharges the refresh rate, which means that my G-Sync doesn't get affected at all by the fact that I'm recording at a different FPS. So that's it's just handy. Right, so that's kind of, it's cleanish. It's gonna get cleaned again before it goes back into mine, so it'll do for now. But yeah, 12500T and a B660. Right, Procreate. Would I tell you to get this board? No. But we can talk about how much this build would actually cost you at the moment and why I wouldn't recommend it. But it is what we have here, so it is what we are using. Fortunately, because I'm taking the whole platform with me in terms of CPU and the storage and the RAM, the only thing that we're really swapping out is the GPU, so it should basically think that it's in the same place. Right, okay, so remove that. The case in question, the Fractal Focus 2. Is this the cheapest case around? No. But it's been around a while. I enjoy building in it, to be honest. I think it's a decent little case. And yeah, it's just a nice case. We'll have a look at it now. Doesn't sound like good noises, does it? Let me get this side right off. All the thumb screws and that are all captive. Pop it out. There's all the room in the world. So I want to get right. Before I put the PC in there, I want to get the cooler on, because I want to use this side piece here, and I want to put the fans on. Now guys, I left this bit in because who doesn't like a little bit of a build montage, but also I kind of left this bit in because I wanted you to feel my pain when later on it will be revealed that a certain part of the build has to be swapped out. As it stands, fortunately, because of how the Fractal Focus 2 is designed, it actually made the switch out like 10 times easier than usual. Didn't have to really remove anything from the case to do so. That will make things clear when you actually see what I've had to swap out. But I'm saying that I did it whilst it was in situ in the case. So yeah, back to the video. Right guys, final thing to go in. Time to throw the old Butte in. Isn't she pretty? Isn't she pretty? The old 3069. Fairly modded. A couple of knocked out A9s on the bottom there. A little bit of customization. We'll take this cover off. There we go. First time. You know what guys, is it the prettiest build in the world? No. Is it going to get the job done? Yeah, it should be fine. Right, let me go serve some food. Oh bloody hell, I almost forgot. One of you didn't fucking remind me. I need to connect there it is, the fan connector to the other side so that these pumps run. And then I got my gaming rig back. I'll do that now. And here she is guys, here she is. I will say this, it came out quite neatly. Not much in the way of RGB. Let me just flicker on. Just the RAM, nice clean. Got the old 3069 sat in there. There is a little bit of ketchup and mustard at the bottom, but the case actually stashed it quite well. We won't talk about behind the panel. It's not showing through these holes or anything. But it worked perfectly fine for him. He said he played a load of Spider-Man 2 and stuff. Had a bit of RT on, just on the reflections and that. And yeah, he had fun. It performs quite similar to his laptop, to be honest. He did say that there was a couple of tears, like 3 throughout the weekend, where it hung for a second, and I think that's just down to the fact that 12500T is a very limited little CPU. So it's limited to like 67 watts or something. So it's not very good at like longevity stuff. So it can maybe have a little judder in gaming. But he said it worked perfectly fine. He was playing that. He was playing Siege. I went through a few games. I can't remember what he was saying, but they all worked fine. He had a great time. He was obviously gassed that he had something to play on for the weekend. And obviously, and I know, yeah, the editing rig can basically play games. I just wasn't going to be evil enough to leave this little beaut in there, you know? I wasn't going to be that nasty, because who wants to game on an A380? But as a like capture card or like, you know, like little editing rig with some AV1 and stuff, like, absolutely wicked. It was a great 100 quid. That was a great 100 quid, and yeah, that is an A380. Just so weird. Anyways, yeah, the systems worked sweet for him, and it came out quite clean. I kind of like the no major RGB, you know. Like, obviously it's got decent airflow. It's got 2 140s in the front. It's got 2 120s in the back there, and then that's like a 140 in the middle there. Yeah, that's a 140 in the middle of those two. This cooler does come with an extra 120 for you to be able to throw in front and stuff, but it's 12500T. I very much doubt that even ever got over like 45-50 degrees. It just doesn't. It just doesn't get any much hotter than that. Like, so, not with a decent cooler on it anyway. But the reason the air cooler is on there is because this, which I'm a little irritated because I found this out quite late in the purchase process, so I haven't got really much to chase up. So I'll use it anyway. But to be honest, for my use case, we're only using the pump, and the pump works fine. It's solid, like, it's just everything around it. So we will be having to swap the hot plate and the little gasket thing underneath from the one that's in my rig at the back that's broken. So we're gonna have to swap that over when we do that, because this one was full of shite. I'm irritated I didn't film it. I was just so busy trying to clean it up, and the gasket's absolutely disgusting. But when we open it up, you'll see what the problem is in there. But when I put it back together, it seemed like it was seeping a little bit from the hot plate, and the gasket does look like it's been chewed up a little bit by whatever's growing in there. But we'll also empty this tank and we'll have a look what's really in there, because if the hot plate was anything to go by, that's going to be a gross view. So stay tuned for that. That'll be another video when I upgrade the cooler, which is also something that I'm going to do. Now, I was going to just chuck this back in, but I figured if I leave it out, I'll just swap the GPU over and then just make this, have the capture rig external for a minute. If I do that, That way I can do all the recording and all the audio and stuff when I do the when we swap the pump over. Yeah, it'll just make life easier, plus it gets it out of the way, which means if I do spill water, it's less terrible. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm gonna leave it out. We'll swap the GPU over, so I've got that AV1 on the recording side. I don't need to at the minute though, but it can stay in there for now. But yeah, I'm gonna leave this out for a minute because we do need to get that cooler swapped over on there, because like it just needs to be done. I've got the pump there and I've just been a little bitch about it, so we need to get that done. But hey, here she is. Do I recommend this? No, I had a look. It cost you about like 650, 700 quid to build this, and that's with like a CX CPU and GPU. I would not choose the 12500T. It's sweet in a pinch. Do you know what I mean? You get it in a pre-built like, or an office PC or something. Yeah, it's sweet. It's gonna get the job done. But you will get those tear-ups and stuff. The 12400F is basically this CPU, but like power unlocked without the GPU. The only advantage that the 12500T has got is it does have the top end onboard graphics from Intel at that point in time, so it can help in those situations. But I would get a 12400F over this CPU. But the 3060, the only problem with it is I feel like it's overpriced, because the cards that you can get around it, like the 3060 Ti and potentially 3070, not far off the price of what these are selling for. And it's like, there's no point getting this just because it's got 12 gigs. That's the only reason. People are going a little crazy because the freaking thing's got 12 gigs. Don't get me wrong, I love this little GPU. Carried me through some dark times, and yeah, we had some fun overclocking and stuff. We're gonna have to revisit that, because I think I've been knocked out of the top 40, so she needs to get back in. So stretch your legs, love. She's been stretching her legs all weekend with my boy just like hammering the shit out of her, swinging around as Spider-Man. And so yeah, as you can see here with the panel on, it still looks really clean. This little lip that they put on the inside of the panel is just really, really nice. And I love like stuff, just little things like everything's captive, so you could just do it like I didn't want to do it without having my hand there. And then like literally the front panel, you just slide it back, lean it, and pull it out. And like the whole thing's got like a metal frame around the whole thing, so it's got, well, except for the glass down, but it's got a metal frame top and bottom, so it's got a little bit of impact help, I suppose. But I just love that sort of like, just slight attention to detail. They almost give you a way to hold it without having to touch the glass, and you just slide it in. Once you got this top one in, you're good, aren't you? The fact that you can basically do it one-handed, pretty much. You just watched me do it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I took some precautions because I decided to undo the top one first. What I should have done is undone the bottom one. Then the top one, my hand would have already been there, and I've been able to do that one-handed. That's pretty cool. But I just like the look of the case, to be honest. I think it's clean, I think it's nice. And for 65 quid, can't go wrong. It's not an ad. I just think it's a decent case. And it's really nice to work in, and it doesn't have a huge amount of space around the back, but it's got enough for you to be able to like hide some sins, you know. Anyways, thanks for watching the video, guys. This was a bit of a random one. We need to get on to fixing that over there. So yeah, next video is that. See you in the next one, guys. Thanks for watching. Love you, bye.
Like and subscribe. Thank you.